Everyone, and welcome to this afternoon's webinar on how Sage Intacct can help your health organization grow. My name is Scott Mangelston, and I'll be your MC for today. To kick off, let me just talk a little bit about the company that is behind today's webinar. We are with Micro Accounting, which is a ERP and CRM solution provider. And Micro Accounting is a division of the RAND Group, which also is a multi-platform provider of CRM and ERP. Micro Accounting has been in the Sage Intacct business for over 30 years and is focused on really helping small to medium-sized businesses implement these business applications. And at Micro Accounting, we offer various services and systems integration for consulting and implementation and support services, but we also tailor these solutions to specific industries, one of which is healthcare, which we're going to talk about today. So as I mentioned, my name is Scott Mangelston, and I'll be our MC today. I've been in the practice delivery business and the business applications business for a few decades now, and I'm very happy to say that I'm joined with Chris Connor today. Chris is our subject matter expert and leads our Intacct practice. She has an accomplished CPA and has expertise here at Micro Accounting in the Sage Intacct solution with over 20 years of experience in finance. She's also a former CFO and has been specializing now in Sage Intacct implementations here at Micro Accounting. So why would companies look to move to healthcare with Sage Intacct? And there's some really exciting capabilities that the application provides for healthcare companies. First of all, it's HIPAA compliant. Very important for healthcare, obviously, to be able to handling sensitive medical data with advanced audit capabilities. It provides real-time insights that combines clinical and financial and statistical information to organizations to be able to take action on that data. It provides customizable dashboards that are very specific to help develop KPIs, to help performance both by location and or physician, and other kinds of performance indicators that help to healthcare organizations thrive. And then finally, it integrates directly with electronic medical records and other best-in-class solutions, such as payroll and other kinds of applications that are typically integrated with an ERP system for a healthcare organization. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to our demonstration team, and we'll jump into the demo.
Hello, and thanks for joining me today as we walk through Sage Intacct for healthcare. My name is Tim Getz, and I'm a solutions consultant here in our healthcare vertical. Today, we'll walk through our advanced functionality, enabling you to easily manage multiple healthcare entities, dive into how our dashboards and reports make financial and key performance indicator reporting easy, then move to how we can elevate accounts payable from a data entry position to data review, freeing up time for other tasks. And finally, we'll see how we can use consolidation management to replace the need for manually creating elimination entries through automation. Looks like we have a lot of great topics to cover, so let's get started. Now that we're in the software, let's review how Sage Intacct enables efficiency as the central hub of your healthcare organization. First of all, each of the entities can be accessed here at the top of the screen and are just a click away from opening. There's no need to log out or log in, and each of these entities can share a chart of accounts, banks, customers, vendors, and more. It's also really easy to restrict a user to a specific entity. So for example, Nikki works only here at the Better Way primary care location, and she can only do data entry. Now that being said, let's look at what happens when we work from the top level, which really has superpowers. The first one is enabling you to code financial data to any entity in a single transaction. Now, as an example, let's move over to an AP bill and see how we can easily code expenses directly to multiple entities here in the lower part of the screen. So you can also decide if you want to pay the bill with a single check or a check from each entity in this process. Now, also at this top level, you really get a bird's eye view of overall financial performance. For example, here on the patient care dashboard, we can easily track key performance indicators, and this leverages both financial and statistical data. Now, you can easily pair these performance cards with financial reports and graphs and charts as you need, and there's no IT involvement required. Now, again, this is still powered by our filters and what we call dimensions, so it's really easy to get into this data and slice and dice this information. Here, on this dashboard, I could start interrogating my data by moving to a new location. So for example, perhaps I want to see how Better Way Primary Health is performing. As I select them from the menu and hit apply, you'll notice all the financial metrics and the key performance indicators filter to that location. So these dashboards are brought to you not only by our statistical and financial information that we've seen on the account side, but also by something called dimensions. As we look at our dimensions list here, notice that we're able to track by further classifications of information on each of our transactions. For example, I could track the payer, I could track the department, I could track even the providers and my locations. And that's beyond the entity itself. Then all those dimensions are available on our dashboard, which are easily accessed through these filters and can be added if they're being used within the system. Now, all this financial and statistical information could come in through journal entries, which could be easily imported, as well as the activity in our functional modules, as we saw with accounts payable. To further streamline your data entry process, we offer EMR Connect, which for many EMRs can automate the integration of your clinical data into Sage Intacct, meaning you don't have to create and import your financial, statistical, and dimensional data manually. Additionally, if you decide to include any PHI data, our advanced audit offers comprehensive access tracking within Sage Intacct, which allows Sage Intacct to sign a BAA. Overall, our customers love Sage Intacct's comprehensive healthcare-specific functionality and reporting, as well as Sage Intacct's performance as a trusted partner. Let's go ahead and move on now to our accounts payable process. The payables process within Sage Intacct is intuitive and really straightforward and allows for approvals and oversight throughout the process. We also provide automation, which helps elevate your staff from a person who's just doing data entry to somebody who's doing data review and can focus on other tasks. Let's take a look at how. First of all, know that you can track your vendors, whether they're 1099 or regular vendors within the system, and also set up ACH information and bank information very quickly and easily. And that information can be reviewed and approved through an approval process. Now then you can also enter bills and have an approval process there. You can select bills for payments and have an approval process there as well, and ultimately print checks. Let's start though by looking at entering a bill. And as you enter a bill, notice all the things you'd expect to see are there. We'd have the date of the bill. We can also determine the GL posting date. We can select a vendor. We can put in the bill number. We can put in the terms. We can add an attachment. And even here in the lower part of the screen, of course, be able to code that to a journal ledger accounts and our dimensions like we discussed earlier. Now, obviously, this is a manual process, and nobody really enjoys entering AP bills. So we introduced AP automation. Now, our AP automation does exactly what it sounds like. It automates the entry of your AP bills. So for example, on the upper right side of the screen, I can easily upload my bills into Sage Intacct. And once they're uploaded, they're going to be read and they're going to be transcribed by machine learning and AI. Now let's take a look at what the system did. Now if we look at this ADP invoices is here, we can see on the left side of the screen, we have our bill date, due date, bill total. Notice on the right side of the screen, it pulled directly from the bill. It attached the PDF to the bill. And then here in the lower part of the screen, it's actually learning as you're putting in transactions, what account do I code it to? What department? What location? And that's being entered, and the system will learn that and then start entering it for you based on AI. Now that AP automation has entered those bills for us, notice that they go in as a draft status. That way your AP team can quickly and easily find all the bills that have been entered through AP automation, be able to review those bills so we have a human set of eyes, and then select them for payment. So when it comes time to paying AP bills, there may be times that you need to pay out of a different entity and then have some due to, due froms kick in behind the scenes. Well, Sage Intacct helps support that because in the process of selecting these bills for payment, we can select which bank account we want to pay it out of, even if it's from a different entity. We can select the individual invoices that we wish to pay, and then hop over here and click on Pay Now. Now, behind the scenes, some due to, due froms have kicked in, and we're going to explore that more when we talk about our consolidation management. And as we wrap up accounts payable, I just wanted to point out that your AP staff can easily create dashboards with information that's pertinent to them and even have their daily tasks just a click away. Let's move on to our last topic, consolidation management. Within a multi-entity model, when it comes time to do your financial consolidated reports at the end of the month, that also comes with a multi-day manual process of creating elimination entries. And this is all jammed into this first couple of days right there while you're processing the end of the month. However, we support a continuous close process, and we want you to be able to keep track of these consolidated financials daily. And we're able to accomplish that through automation. First of all, let's see what's going on behind the scenes as I look at this professional fees journal entry that was entered into the system. Notice that we are booking revenue to our holding company and an associated expense to each of our locations. Behind the scenes, Sage Intacct is actually creating due to, due froms for each of those locations, thus booking the liability and the asset for the organization. We're able to automate the inter-entity due to, due froms by first setting it up under Company Inter-Entity Account Mapping. And here we're just deciding, okay, if Entity A is transacting with Entity B, what are those inter-entity accounts that are going to be leveraged? Now, when it comes time to actually do the elimination entries, that's done under our consolidation management. Now, it's very easy to go ahead and set up a book. This book is going to control all of your entities and how they interact with each other when they consolidate. And after we've defined the entities that are going to be consolidated together, thus creating those elimination entries, we're going to tell the system what accounts need to be eliminated. There's those due to, due froms that we set up, and also any additional accounts that you want the system to pay attention to. Now, this again can be done with no IT involvement. So when it comes time to add a new entity, it's very simple to do, and you don't need additional professional services. Now, we can set this up to run behind the scenes. You never have to touch it. You come in the morning and you have consolidated financials. And the way we do that is under the Run Consolidation. On the upper right, we can define a recurrence. Thanks for joining me today as we walked through Sage Intacct for healthcare. Just to summarize what we covered today, we looked at how Sage Intacct's multi-entity model can make managing your multi-entity healthcare organization a breeze. We looked at how we could easily slice and dice and interrogate your data using our reports and dashboards. Now, we also talked about how we can automate the input of EHR data and be able to manage your PHI requirements, as well as how we could elevate your accounting staff from just doing manual data entry, taking up so much time, to let them focus on higher level tasks. And then finally, we looked at how we could shorten that month-end close and provide key consolidated and eliminated financial statements at any time by looking at our consolidation management.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for that demonstration. And I'm now going to turn it over to Chris Connor. We have a couple of questions that we've received and want to kind of run through those. So Chris, I'll let you take it from here.
Yes, great, Scott. We have a question. The first question is Sage Intacct fully HIPAA and HITech compliant? And yes, Sage Intacct is HIPAA and HITech compliant with advanced audit trails and also the HFMA peer review certification. So definitely a good fit for that. The question number 2 that we have would be, can we standardize a chart of accounts and then replicate it across multiple clinics or service lines? And yes, Sage Intacct lets you set up the standard chart of accounts and replicate it across entities. You can also add dimensions like the locations or department or service line like we saw. So consolidations are real time and give you that granular reporting by each clinic. And the last question that I see here is, how easily can Sage Intacct integrate with the existing EHR, billing, and scheduling systems? And you should know that Sage Intacct has an open API, so it can connect easily with EHR, billing, or scheduling systems. It automatically syncs clinical and financial data into the general ledger, and it reduces the manual entry and providing real-time financial insights. So those are all the questions that we have at this time. So turn it back over to you, Scott.
All right. Well, thank you to everyone for joining. We really appreciate you taking some time to learn a little bit more about how Sage Intacct can help and assist your healthcare organizations to grow. I'd like to leave you with a little bit of contact information. Should you have any questions, feel free to contact us at the numbers below. And again, just thank you for attending today, and have a good rest of your afternoon. Bye-bye.